Okay, welcome back to the third episode of How to Beat the Italian and how to make sure we always play the best moves. So here, in this variation, make sure you follow the previous videos to understand where we're at. The queen just went to h5 apparently, probably because he wants to stop me from playing queen g5, which is what I wanted to do, obviously, because then I have a plan of playing bishop h3. So, can I not just play rook f5 at this point? Isn't that a fork? No, it's not a fork, of course. g6. G6 forces the queen away, but then queen e2, and now queen g5 should be a thing, right? No, because then king h1. See, that's why I think like a beginner, right? No, in fact, c6, kicking the knight away. The knight has nowhere to go except b. Oh, I've seen this pattern before, and now a5 traps the knight. Take. Okay, a little bit of compensation, but I guess just rook b8. No, rook a7. Okay, because rook a7 makes sense because we're gonna go to the e5. Maybe rook e7. I don't know. Check. Okay, king here probably. Okay, well this is a fork. No. Rook e7. Okay, finishing development. See, that's why I think like a beginner. Immediately I want to go for checkmating attacks, even when they're not there. Okay, let's play. Okay, let's just move on. Right, next variation. Okay, in this position after g6, white decided instead of going to e2 to rather play queen to h6. Well, in this case, this traps. Okay, come on, this traps the bishop. No way. I mean, traps the queen. No. c6. What's wrong with bishop g5? I guess he had. No. Okay. No. Oh, now bishop g5. God knows why. God knows why. Oh, because probably knight c7 maybe? No. No. I don't even understand. c6, now bishop g5. Right, okay. In this position here, white plays c3. I don't really remember what move we went through earlier, but I think in this type of position, c6 should be a thing. Right? c6 should be a thing. No. Okay, threatening to win the bishop pair, fair enough. And now c6. Yeah? And now a5. Okay, this is the thing to remember. c6, a5 to kick the knight away. No! Oh. a5. Oh, come on! Okay, yeah, so a5 is a little bit emotional on my side because I guess the b6 square becomes weak and knight can safely go to c2 and then push d4. Knight h4 is a better move because it takes advantage of the weak king side, and now we should definitely take this. No, check first. Take, and now this. Oh, come on! Why? Why? That must have been a good move. What about bishop h1 now? Oh, probably this is the best move because it keeps developing. And now our opponent can't play bishop h1 because queen g6 check. The king is forced to f2. And I guess rook to f2. No, not really. No. Or maybe bishop h3. Okay, don't tell me that now this is not the right move. Don't tell me that. I really don't get it. Okay, the reason is probably because we don't need to take this with this bishop. We don't need to take it until it's really necessary. In this case, it's not necessary because we're still threatening it. Okay, he goes there. Let's see. Okay. No. a5. Knight moves. I guess this is a free pawn. Is that what you want me to do? But then they take in e5. I guess this one now to isolate the pawn of our opponent. Yes. Isolate more. Should we just isolate that pawn? Yeah. And then take this one. No. Okay, that was a free pawn indeed. Okay, let's see if I remember this line. Here, check here, and then here. Was this the right moment to play this? No. Oh yeah. Now this. Okay, take the knight away. This. No. What was the move here? This. And now this. Yeah. Basically, the lesson is no need to take something if that thing is still trapped. Rather go on with development and don't allow your opponent to breathe. Okay, if instead knight goes to... no, what is with this? Okay, now this doesn't isolate his pawn. But this is a free pawn, right? What? Now you want to take. Oh, that's a fork. That's a fork. Come on. Take. That's a fork. Queen g6 wins the knight. Okay, gotta be careful to tactic. Okay, take. Clearly I need to take back. And now knight h2, but then he plays rook g1. And I guess... yeah, and now bishop g4, right? Bishop g4, f3. Take. No. Rook f6 to double up. No, because then he moved the bishop. No, he has a threat of taking this one. So let's take the... no. Queen h6. Okay, well, fair enough. At least we don't lose that pawn. He's asking for trades. Yeah, no, but then this helps him. But then we can put the rook on the second rank. Right? No. Oh, what a master move. This move here is usually quite unusual. I mean, it's quite unusual to play a move like this because usually you will get attacked, like, for example, from the pawn. But there's no pawn on the g5. That means this rook is there to stay. Okay, so here and then here. Alright, okay, this variation they take back. So obviously this is a 4. Okay, this is the beginning of a completely new line. Remember in the variation when they play knight c3, and then we play f5, and then we, after knight c3, we play the pawn in e5, in a4, and then white takes the pawn in e5, the sacrifice. In this case, white is not doing that sacrifice, but he is allowing us a fork. Knight e5 here looks one of those crazy positions where the sacrifice makes sense, so we're gonna do this. Why this move? Because when they play queen h5, you don't want to be caught unprepared, so you need the knight to stick around that area. Yes, and now either knight g6 or knight f7. Probably knight g6. Yeah, take. Okay, this seems like a fork to me. Oh no, but the knight can take. That's fine. No! What? Ah. The best move is bishop g4, also because knight gets taken and then the bishop would take in b7, I suppose. Take and now take, okay. Looks horrible. What are we going to do after the check? Knight takes, pawn takes, and then rook e1 check. Doesn't look any good. As a matter of fact, this was better, of course, because comes with an attack on the queen. Queen moves. Castle, for sure. This has to be the best move. And of course, I'm wrong. Bishop e7. Okay, rook, castle. He moves there, and knight f4 does allow him some development, but then we take back with the rook, and no. Puts pressure on the weak pawn, but then c3. That pawn is actually not weak, at least in my opinion. What about c3? What are we going to do now? Okay, rook a e8. Right, let's play normal moves. This cannot be wrong. And as a matter of fact, it is. Why b6? Probably c5, but c5 looks really stupid. They can take, and there's no reason to give away the bishop pair. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Should we take? I don't want to allow that knight to stay there. Okay, there's a tactic here. What's the tactic? What was the tactic? Okay, let's go back. Knight h6, bishop e7, normal development. b6, no. Oh yeah, knight f5, b6, knight goes there. And now the tactic, but I want to understand why. If pawn takes back, if pawn takes back, we got double attack on the knight, so we win a pawn, a central pawn at the end of that. If instead white takes, no, I can't take the knight, so that's okay, that's just a tactic, nothing special. Right. Next variation. 4 more variations before the end of this session. Queen g5. My opponent wants to trade pieces, and I'm gonna say yes because obviously I'm winning in material. Unless I play bishop e7 and then I take the bishop. Yeah, let's do that. Threatening knight f7, so I guess knight h6 has to happen, or maybe long castle. No. Knight f6? No. But then bishop f7 check. Let's do this. No. Castle! Doesn't knight f7 trap the rook? Oh yeah, but then I take the bishop. Okay, and now knight h6. Oh wait, castle, check first. Yes, check. What's happening? Knight f6. No, knight f4. Knight f4, threatening mate in g2. Yes, finally I'm getting it right. Finally. Yeah, but then knight here and then king d2. King d2. Still threatening to trap my rook. What's going on here? Knight h6, has to be. Why? Oh, because the bishop was a loose piece over there and he was threatening... No, he wasn't threatening rook e1. Okay. Take this. See, always develop. Or undevelop. Okay, in this variation, instead of going back to e1, which sounded a little bit counterproductive, he went to g1, where it seems a little bit safer. But I'm threatening mate if I save the bishop, maybe to b3 and I remove his bishop. But then knight f7 still traps my... No, it doesn't. It doesn't. This? No. Bishop b5. Why? What's wrong with bishop c4? Oh, because if you play bishop b5, this is the only move that allows you to play bishop c6, which probably is a very well placed square for the bishop. Whereas bishop a6 wouldn't allow you to. Okay, here goes that to protect the mate threat. So I guess knight f6. No, of course not. Okay, this move. Oh, of course, because the knight is a weak piece because it's defending mate. So we gotta target it. Fair enough. Look, I can actually come up with this stuff when I play a long game, right? In Blitz, not even close. Okay, bishop b5. Knight h4. Finalizes the attack on that knight. It's lovely. We should win a pawn out of this. Or at least break the pawn structure. Next variation. Okay, so in this variation, after the fork, white is saving this. Obviously, white has done a piece, basically, when we take this knight. But at least he says, no, I'll go here with the attack on this. And now there's double attack here. I think surely queen d5 is the right move here. It should save me from all the trouble. Right? It should protect everything. No. Queen g5. What? Oh, because it stops queen h5 check, which would have been annoying because then g6, knight g6, hg, and goodbye rook. Okay, d4 attacks my queen with the bishop, defends this knight, keeps the pressure on here, seems to be making sense. Queen g2 attacks the rook, rook moves, and what have we got here? The knight is still pinned, I forgot about that. Bishop h3 is not good because the rook is defended by the bishop. So bishop d7 is kind of the move that saves me, but at the same time, I fear this is not the best move. I fear strong players are badasses at chess, and we have to have the guts to dare. Oh, let's just play bishop d7. It's wrong, of course. a6. Oh, of course, it's a tactic in this type of positions, because if they take here, the knight in c6 is threatening nothing. You just take the bishop, and then they have to move the knight again. And then when the bishop takes, check. Okay, this doesn't work because g6 is well defended. Take, and now I can't take with the pawn because then he will take my rook. Or maybe yes, if I take, they take the rook, but then bishop h3. But then check. But then bishop e7. Right? Yes, also because if I take with the queen, then queen check should win my rook. Unless I play bishop e6, queen takes, and then bishop g7 wins the queen. No, it doesn't. Let's take. Check. King f7. No. King f7. He takes my rook. No. If I take here, then the knight will be under attack. If I block like this, the knight is not under attack. Yes, that's the best way to block, because now the bishop can just stay there. Bishop h3. That's it. That's it. Okay. Goes there, a6. The simple move. So when they have double attack on c6 like this, never worry, just play a6. And if they go back, you can play b5. Next variation, last variation of the day. Here, instead of the queen h5 move, which was a bad move, the white player took this pawn, confident that he can go back to e5 in case we attack with the bishop, although it looks great. But I think this is an attempt of luring our bishop into b7, but rather we want to play bishop here, because the knight in c6 is threatening nothing, as we established 10 seconds ago. No, that was wrong. Bishop g4, attacks the queen. What if f3? Well, pawn takes. What if queen d2? What if queen d2? What are we going to do now? Oh, now I understand. If I had played bishop h3, he might have had check, g6, and then queen e5. With the cooperation with his knight, might have been a mate somewhere. I don't know, looks horrible. But now that we got the queen to d2, the queen doesn't have access to that check, and now we can play bishop h3, winning material. No. Why do I even speak? Bishop d7, bishop d6. Okay, what does that do? It develops. But why not bishop h3? Oh, now I understand why. Because since the queen had moved, we know that this light square bishop, the dark square bishop, will not develop. That means white is not going to be able to develop to castle alongside. Not to mention we have a bishop that stops white from castling. That means we have no rush into attacking the rook in f1. Fair enough. Takes this and now this.